Hello YouTube family, how you doing? This is another episode of Kofi Baraka's World, and my name is Kofi Baraka. I'll be your host, and this is episode 19, and the title is Chosen Ones, Black Parents Are X-Men. I wanted to have a light episode. I didn't want to go real heavy. I've been heavy like the last, I want to say 3, maybe 4 episodes. So I just wanted to do something in terms of just giving it for the black parents out there. And before I get deep inside and I dive in, I'm gonna do a nice quick prayer. So God, thank you for this time, and thank you for the black parents out there. Thank you for their vision, their sacrifice. Thank you for our black parents, our grandparents. It's crazy, as I live the earth a little bit longer and I walk underneath the sun, I realize how important our parents were to us and what they did. And even though I might not understand it and I have my ways, and we all have our ways, still great people. So just truly honored just knowing them and knowing what they did for us, and what they didn't do in terms of the life lessons. Truly thankful, and thank you for this time and this episode. Amara, Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe. All right. So let me see. So naturally, having black parents, being a black parent, it's a lot of hype, but we're a unit, and above and beyond. I seen a black father in my lifetime, and this guy was amazing. And he wasn't relative to me, he wasn't related to me, but I remember working as a librarian. This dude, he had 3 children. He had twin daughters, and he had an older son. And this dude would make sure they got their haircuts. He had 2 jobs. I remember when he bought his car, and I remember he used to sleep in the library. And now being older, I see why. Because he knew his kids were safe and they were cool. He wasn't in between jobs. I mean, this dude was cooking, literally cooking for the kids, everything, man. So you would never see him in the news. And if you did, it would be like a charity case. But to know that that brother exists, it really showed me nah, man, even in the thick of things, we're out there, and we're doing the best we can, moms and dads. Like I said before in the prayer, what makes that black parent X-Men is the sacrifices they make on the daily. Not only the sacrifice for that child, but the sacrifice in terms of being their color and having that second class place on you, and you're fighting it every day. Also, black parents make sure that the children are educated, and the education is no joke. It's extremely hard. And another thing is the discipline is on a whole different level, and not just the physical discipline. They would never show this on TV, but the psychological discipline you might go through in terms of having a black parent, and they're playing the mental game, and they're saying to you, okay, you're punished 2-3 weeks, and then they might cut it 10 days, and they might just talk to you for the whole day. That's psychological, and not in a bad way. A lot of times it's a good time, also a good experience. Black parents also are extremely spiritual, so they know maybe what you're thinking, how you're thinking, how you viewing the world. They might have seen it through your lens. You might be going through trouble, or maybe heading towards trouble, and they're there to kind of give you assistance and give you proper guidance, maybe pushing that trouble away before you head into that storm. And like I said before, I wanted to talk about removing all the taboos and stereotypes and society setups that black parents do have. And maybe we had parents that went through certain stuff And at the time, we didn't understand it, but now being older, we were like, oh man, I totally comprehend what you were going through, or at least have an utterance of understanding of maybe I know what you went through, you know? Drug games, a lot of our parents were on drugs, not knowing that they were first generation of that drugs, or it was a society set up to push them towards there so they wouldn't be the best parent to affect us for the future, and then their grandchildren, our children. Like I said before, the crazy malt liquor, and I'm happy the generation after me don't really drink a lot of malt liquor. They might drink a beer here and there, or I don't even count those beers in coolers and stuff like that. Like I said earlier, secondary citizenship. I didn't understand secondary citizenship until like I hit my 20s, and now I see why the black parents went so hard, because they really, like, especially me myself and my wife, we really don't want our kids to experience the stuff we experience, or even remotely some of the stuff that might be in the future. That's why I'm shooting this video to fight it, and this is my way of fighting the war in terms of racism. Also, sexism. No one's not trying to go through sexism, and I can't speak as much as a black man, but if it's anything my sisters or my mom or even my wife have gone through, or my cousins that were females, then it's like, man, we gotta cut sexism. Even some of the sexism I went through, no one's trying to go through that. Like, I'd rather go through racism than sexism. That's how crazy sexism is. Like I said before, no racism, no mediocre occupation, pay, living condition. If I have to worry about where I'm working at, how I'm living, and my society, how the hell I'm gonna be successful? But to know that black parents have to go through those three evils, it's like a Bruce Lee movie. And it's like they're going through every level and they're just kicking ass, and we gotta give it to the black parent, man. And like my third point, the superhero success, black parents also are chosen ones. So it's crazy, like even our parents were chosen ones, which would make sense for them to create a chosen one, or our parents weren't chosen ones and we seen their life and we kind of did like a juxtaposition, like, all right, cool, I see what they did might be considered wrong, I would do the opposite, and vice versa. And even with our superhero black parent, they helped us in terms of moving up. They moved up themselves. They constantly evolve. You always hear the black parent or that story of moving this place for a better environment, moving to that place for a better environment. Also, just kids' graduation. I don't care what the condition is. You're going to see the kid graduate high school, college, grad school, training school, getting a doctoral, or even something like becoming a CEO, or doing something that's more like citywide or governmental wide. Just going to that next level, going to that next echelon. You see either, and even you might see in the black parent generation in terms of, like, I see my mom, she graduated from college when I was in 5th grade, and that was a crazy moment because my sister graduated from high school around 95. I was about to graduate from elementary school. My other sister graduated from college. And that's just within my generation. Like, my dad, he was taking like these exams in terms of his job, and he would get like a 97%, 100%. He'll place it on like the bulletin board and have us see it. And I realized even then, even when you're a black parent, you still gotta learn. You might still have to go to school. Even when I was a parent, I had to go to library school right before the crust of becoming a parent. I went for schooling in terms of medical marijuana. I mean, in classes and stuff like that. Even schooling for when I was like a Uber driver in terms of like customer etiquette and, how to make sure you tally your money correctly, and, just how to fix your bike when I was doing the Uber bicycle. So it's just like, you never stop learning. In addition, business, of course, houses, when you gotta go to the HOA meetings in your career or multi-careers. You might do 3 or 4 things before you get to your major stuff. And that's what a black parent does. Sometimes they have, like, you hear the ongoing story, oh, I had 3 jobs, 4 jobs. That shit is real. So it's just like, they doing whatever they gotta do. It's not as much as being a parent. Like I said, when you're the black parent or the X-Men or chosen ones, it's like you going to the next level in terms of the sacrifices, in terms of doing what you gotta do. And also, ultimately, beating the odds. And there's never going to be a book that says beating the odds or how you do it, or if you're a black parent, what to do. So, real quick. Of course, I got a quote, and this is a good one. I wrote this one myself. I said, being a black parent is probably one of the hardest jobs in the world, but it's the most rewarding. I said this I want to say a couple of weeks ago, but I liked it. I put it on a different show, but I liked it. I was like, I'm going to put it on this one. But that's how I feel in terms of being a black parent. You guys see the glow on people's faces when you say you're a black parent, or if they talk about their spill about being a black parent. Like I said before, it's one of the best feelings in the world. I thank God, because God's always first, for granting me being a black parent, having children. Of course, I want to say peace and harmony. And this is the end of episode 19. We did it, guys. We're almost close to 20. And of course, I want to say we're number one. Our God is number one. And the journey's not done. Ashe, ashe, ashe. And of course, peace, y'all.